Yo, what is up, guys? Del Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Denzel Bentley defeats Mark Heffron to become the new British middleweight champion. This fight was for the vacant British middleweight title after Liam Williams vacated that belt recently. And yeah, Denzel Bentley got the job done, and in my opinion, he looked good doing it. Of course, this fight was a rematch. They fought a couple of months ago to a draw. That first fight was really close in my opinion. I felt Denzel Bentley nicked it, but ultimately it was a close fight, so I can't really complain with the draw in that fight. But the overwhelming thought that I had after that first fight was the fact that, in my opinion, Denzel Bentley was the more versatile fighter, and going into this rematch, should he make a couple of adjustments, he should win this rematch, and that's exactly what he did. First round of this fight was relatively close. Both guys were having success. Mark Heffron looking for big power shots, landed a couple of good jabs here and there, a couple of good left hooks to the body, and a couple of good right hands to the head. Bentley was picking away with a jab, also landing his right hand as well. First round was really close, evenly matched. You could have scored it either way. Me personally, I would have had that round a split round, but round two was where this fight really got turned on its head. Denzel Bentley caught Mark Heffron with a really good right hand. Essentially, Mark Heffron, he threw like a slow jab to the body, and Denzel Bentley came over the top with a nice right hand, and it basically caught Mark Heffron bang on the eye. I think it was his left eye, and his left eye immediately started to swell really badly. You know, it was swelling by the second, one of those sort of injuries. And yeah, in the second round, you realised unless Mark Heffron lands like a Hail Mary punch, this fight's only going to go one way. And after Bentley caught Heffron with that right hand in the second round, he basically finished that second round pinging Heffron with right hands and really forcing the pace, landing hurtful shots. Mark Heffron got through the second round, to his credit, a bad round for him. He came back, he tried his best, but Denzel Bentley was the man in control, landing the harder shots. He was keeping the fight at range, and he wasn't letting Heffron get close to land those wide punches. Round three, once again, Denzel Bentley just outboxed Mark Heffron and landed a couple of good hard right hands from distance. Round four, more of the same. Heffron landed a couple of good shots up close, but it was Bentley in control, dictating the pace, dictating the distance, and ultimately he was the man who was maintaining ring generalship. He was retaining control in the ring, and basically he was boxing to his pace, to his rhythm, and to his distance. At the end of the fourth round, Mark Heffron went back to his corner, and his corner basically pulled him out of a fight due to the eye injury. His eye after the fourth round was completely swollen shut, and in my opinion, it was the right decision to pull him out of that fight because he was getting caught by right hands that he wasn't seeing coming. And ultimately, unless he landed a Hail Mary punch, there was really no way back into this fight for Mark Heffron. So I think his corner did the right thing, saved him from punishment. Ultimately, it was Denzel Bentley who was well in control of this fight. And yeah, I think if they let this fight continue, it would have been a bit of a beatdown. So I think his corner, Mark Heffron's corner, made the right decision. And yeah, Denzel Bentley in this rematch certainly showed signs of improvement from that first fight. Like I said, I felt he won the first fight, but to me, he drifted off a little too much in my opinion. He kind of coasted way too much and let Mark Heffron back into that fight. He didn't show enough authority in that first fight, but he certainly did that in the second fight. He was far more, he took the initiative a lot more in this fight. He stood his ground, landed hard power shots, and he was the guy who was basically always in control for the most part. So, yeah, fair play to Denzel Bentley. He becomes the new British middleweight champion. And yeah, this guy is certainly a good domestic fighter as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, in recent months, we've been hearing a lot about Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren cards. I would love to see Denzel Bentley versus Felix Cash. Felix Cash is the Commonwealth middleweight champion. Denzel Bentley is the British middleweight champion. That would be a great fight. That would be a brilliant domestic fight, and it should really happen, to be honest. I would actually favour Denzel Bentley. I believe he's more versatile from what I've seen. And yeah, I think he's got the beating of Felix Cash. I think that's the fight that should happen next, to be honest. But obviously there are promotional differences there. I have my doubts whether that fight can happen. But, you know, a boxing fan can hope. I think that'll be a great fight. But yeah, Denzel Bentley, he defeats Mark Heffron by a 4th round stoppage. Basically makes Mark Heffron retire in his corner. And in my opinion, he looked pretty good. He was boxing well. He was punching hard. He was in control. And he was the guy who was showing initiative. Really good performance by Denzel Bentley, the new British middleweight champion. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Speedy Guy Del Boy. Peace.